Hey everybody, it's Ken again with XMods Gaming, shooting another video. So go ahead and rate, comment, like, and subscribe, and also check out the description below. Get yourself a mug or a water bottle or a hoodie or anything like that. So this video is going to be about the universal clean amp, and I'm going to use this on the GameBoy Pocket. So the GameBoy Pocket does have some low audio, and let me zoom up on this clean amp. So this is supposed to amplify the, wow, sorry, I got off my day job. So, oh yeah, little Game Boy right there, so my nails are dirty. Clean amp version 1.2, and that's what it looks like. And you can find the wiki page. It's retro6.wiki. Amplifies output by 500%. Hear the sounds you can never hear before. Okay. That's pretty much it. Oh yeah, and it did come with a speaker. So oftentimes the speakers are like, just, you know, they're 30 something years old and they're crusty, crunchy. And it has a cool Retro 6 logo on the back. Okay. So let's turn this one on. Let me turn up the brightness. Okay, there we go. And you can barely hear the sound. Like, that's low. And that's max audio. So I don't know if it's always been that low or what, but compared to like my Game Boy, it's a little too low for my liking. Alright, so I'm going to take out the rechargeable lithium-ion batteries. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and, I guess I'll just, kind of unprepared right now, but I'll just go ahead and pop this open. I don't know, I should probably put a rag down or something. Yeah, this camera angle's kind of weird. Let me see if I can adjust it. I don't know, still kind of weird, but okay. I'm experimenting. Alright, so you want to get the screw set, and you want a tri-wing screwdriver. I think this kit, I only have two. I think I only have two in here. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to find my screwdriver because I don't know where I put it. Okay, so I took the liberty to loosen all the screws. So like I said, you need a tri-wing So it's 3 blades, you know, 3 sides, kind of like a Phillips. It's just like Nintendo likes to use those. And then let's see, what size are these? Just so I don't put more wear and tear, because I've probably been in and out of this Game Boy like a dozen times. I like to put the screw in and try to fit it. So yeah, I meant to say my Game Gear is a lot louder than my Game Boy Pocket, so yeah, it's still kind of loose. Don't want to kind of, yeah, I don't want to strip it out. Phillips 1. Okay, that's the ticket. I mean, I do have a screen mod in this, so. And I recapped the board. Best of my ability. Yeah, I don't think I did that bad with the caps. So yeah, you're gonna have, what, 3 screws right here? And because mine is soft modded, I have a IPS screen. So yeah, this audio board will work with anything or any Game Boy Pocket. It doesn't have to be modded with the new fancy screen. It could be the old school black and white monochrome screen. All right, so yeah, there's my little tape up job, which I probably could have done a better job on, but this is my personal Game Boy Pocket, so let me preference that before you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm not sending anything to this guy. All right, so the reason why, and I forgot I even did this, this is like a speaker off a broken knockoff Game Boy, and I just soldered it in. Wow, that coil's way bigger than that one. See if I can zoom out a little. Making myself motion sick. Okay, so we got ground. Wow, that stinks. Okay. This wire does not handle heat well. And I think it will help to have some desoldering braid. I'm gonna put some flux down. You can tell I already have flux residue there. Oh, this is one that had the LED in it. I swapped the board over. To a board that just didn't have, it like had less issues. Well, that was easy. Okay. And on Retro6's website, he claims it doesn't matter which way these go. And it could be probably because of the speaker type. Alright, I'm gonna clean up my mess a little bit. Well, I didn't even know I had the start button right there. Alright. There, it looks a lot better. And I figured, hey, I recapped it. You think the audio would be a lot better, but apparently not. This might be kind of difficult to solder. I wonder if I just have to do one at a time would be the best thing to do. See, I can kind of see it poking up. All right, and so we got one in. Okay. Whoops. Don't want to melt my screwdriver. All right, let me get that out of there. All right. Okay, we got two. All right, looks pretty good. And that's almost perfect because it's gonna live kind of like that. And then what he mentions on his site is to do like double-sided tape. Yeah, he's using like original speaker though. See, I kind of want to put it on there, but you got these ridges. Let me try something here. Wonder how good his return policy is. All right. I'm sure I have original speaker in case this one doesn't work out, but I kind of do like the idea to have that board on there like he's demonstrating. I think it's a good idea. And then, all right, so I'm gonna put double-sided tape. Oh, there's the scissors. This is just some stuff I had left over. Oh, okay. Try and get the wax paper off and do I have any tweezers? No, it's all good in the hood. All right. Really? Maybe that's not even double-sided. All right. I'm gonna go get some double-sided tape. I'll be back. Okay, so I grabbed a piece of this double-sided foam. And all right, not real technical, but, and then I'm gonna put the orient the board like he has on retro6.wiki. All right, I'm just gonna do it like that for now. All right, and I'm just bringing up his schematic right now. Alright, so I'm going to just get a piece of yellow wire, and it looks like it goes to the center of that wheel. So wow, I have to, okay. The instructions are not very clear on the website, so I'm just making do with what I have. So this might be the hardest one. So it has to get soldered to that, and then has to go up to the wheel. Now this is the, okay, so this is the contrast, this is the volume wheel. Okay, we got line, all right. All right, yeah, so it goes to the black wheel. Okay. So, I don't know, let's try to get it in frame, I guess. And then, all right, now I'm gonna get some wire strippers. Well, it says it goes down to 24 gauges. It's 30 gauge wire. I think it's cutting it instead of stripping it. All right, so let me try something here. Just use my fingernail. And then I'm gonna tin it up. Probably shouldn't do it over the board, but what can you do? All right. I think one of these I'm gonna have to trim. Probably do this one. Because I really just have pictures to go off of, really. Maybe I could use that foam to my advantage and just be like, hold it down for me. I want a little bit shorter than that. I'm just going to double check that on my microscope. All right, let's see. Yeah, looks like a capacitor. All right, and then loop it through there. All right, and then to the second one in. So all I'm gonna do, even though I wasted my time tinning it, that's okay, I could just tin it right here. Now I'm going to put some no clean flux down. Wow, I need to clean my bench. So just like that. You could probably use a little bit more solder, but oh, that's tombstoning. Alright. I probably could have left it the way it was. It would have been fine. So we got it there. That's what's shown on the website. So as far as I can tell, there's no shorts in between. All right, and then okay, and the other wire is going to looks like this pad right here. All right. And really, because it is a new pad, put some flux down. Okay. And this one, trying to give me just enough wire. See if I can scroll that out. Just enough wire to do the job. I think the reason why my wire strippers didn't work that well I probably shouldn't do that over the board in case I get strands everywhere. I think I will just tin it with just what I have left on my tip here. And you don't have to use different color wire. I am just for the sake of my own sanity, I should say, not insanity. All right, what I'm gonna do is tin this up. Okay. And this is gonna go to, man, I'm making it really tight through there. So I don't know if I mentioned this already, but yeah, this kit did not come with any wires. So you're gonna have to provide the wires, the double-sided tape. Yeah, I don't like that because I'm gonna cut that a little bit shorter because I don't want any shorts. Okay, that just came off. That's great. This one over here moved. All right. So it's on there. Or it was. Whoops. See, now I don't like the one next to it, which is, yeah. It'll work probably, but I don't know. I'm kind of a neat freak, but okay, my leg is going numb. All right, so I got the 2 wires for the wheel, from what I can tell by the pictures. Yeah, I kind of do wish this board was labeled, because I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so hopefully it works, you know? All right, so I'll look back at the diagram here. All right, so this pad looks like it goes to the 5-volt rail of the regulator, which should be right there. Yeah, so it's right above the 5. So you got, so yeah. I'm assuming that's 5 volts. Last time I checked it, I think it was. So it might be appropriate to use a red wire, maybe. Maybe I'll just try to see how long that might be. Who knows? I might trim that down eventually. Okay. What I'll do is I'll add a little extra to that. You know, I might just tin it up to make it easy. And then I might trim it up. That way it's not just going to short on this resistor right next to it. Okay. All right, that's going there, so far so good. All right. And then we have these two other ones. All right, so I got this one going to this one. And then this second one. So here, I guess I'll do the first one in. Trying to use all my other wires, so my first one in is going to this one right here. So looks like just enough wires, so and then, yeah, if you have a hard time, tweezer might make it a little bit easier to solder. So you can get your tweezer in there. Man, I just got stuff everywhere. All right. Okay. And then I'm going to move this green wire out of the way just so I don't melt it. And apparently this is going here. So what I like to do is just freshen it up. You know, you don't even have to put any flux. Okay, so as long as it doesn't short, you're good. Okay, that ended up being longer than I wanted it to be. You want some slack, but not tons. Whoops. I just made it too short. That's okay. Let's see, how long is this piece? All right, so now I got a new piece of wire. Maybe I'll add some flux. Okay, that works for me. So looks a lot bigger on camera, but all right, so we're gonna solder right next to this one, unfortunately. And then this is gonna go to the headphone jack. So it looks like to port 5. I think what I'll do, use a little piece of blue wire. Is that too short? No, it doesn't look like it. All right. Now you can use enamel wire, but I don't like it as much because, or AKA like magnet wire. Here, this one I'm just gonna tin up first just to make it easy. Well, I'm not saying I don't like it. I don't know. All right, it's getting a little crowded. All right. All right, so that's what it shows in the picture. Now, guess this one has a black wire and a red wire next to it. And I have no idea where those go, so I'll look into that, be right back. All right, so yeah, I guess I'm a moron. So these two right here are for the speaker wires. I'm gonna see the comments right now. I knew he was an idiot. And yeah, it says polarity doesn't matter. So yeah, make sure you pull them from there. You know, granted, if depending on what kit you get, like if you get the one with the speakers, or with the speaker I should say, then you know, work. You could just like desolder the old one, but if you have to reuse your old speaker, then do that and remove it. Okay, so I'm gonna do the fitment, the test. See if we can get that. You know, make sure your power switch is flush, because you've probably seen my video me resoldering a new one on. or swapping it over actually. So a lot of times these speakers have to drop down in first. That little nub right there I don't like. Alright, there we go. It's not hanging up as much. It's just little things like that that mess you up. And then of course, you know, I don't want to be sitting on my ribbon cable. I wonder if I should go full confidence and then button it all up, or wait for the disaster. You know what I mean? All right, so that's kind of the goal of this, to make a step-by-step guide. This is just a touch switch that you know, you probably don't have to deal with that. Okay, I'm trying to remember if it was that one or this one on this side. All right. Man, I got stuff everywhere. So, want to get your Phillips screws, and then look for the holes here. And then you want to get your Phillips screwdriver. Well, you kind of want to go reverse so you don't cross thread it. And you have a screw here. And then you also don't want to pinch your wires either. And see, I like to pick the Game Boy up a little bit. And then this one, I kind of want to run like that. Yeah, you kind of just want to avoid any areas that are gonna pinch your wires. Okay, I'm just making sure that my power switch is working. Okay. I have some screws hanging out. Say off, on. Okay, so that's off. So I'm just gonna turn it off. So I'm just gonna use the batteries in the game to hold everything together for now. Keeps resetting. Whoa. Wonder why it's doing that. Or if it's drawing too much power. Alright, probably didn't install anything right. Alright, I think I figured it out. So let's go ahead and turn it on. Just so I'm not insane. You hear how loud that is? Oh, whoops, wrong one. Okay, so can't hear how loud it is. Put up the mic. Way louder than it was before. So what I found out was, so I'll leave the blooper in here, but all right. So the yellow wire I soldered it to ground, so to the center. So, and of course, whatever color wire you decide to use, you know, but yeah, I did that. So, and then my green wire, I changed out for this red wire. And I put it back together twice, but like at one point I had the yellow wire just laying on the foam insulator. So like I said, I'm just experimenting because I never used a clean amp before from Retro 6, so it's first time. And then just so I'm not going insane. Okay, at least it's not glitching. Alright, so if you find this video helpful or useful for you to install this mod, then again, go ahead and subscribe, because I do all kinds of modding videos as well as like repairs. And then if anything, if you don't want to subscribe, at least give it a like button on your way out if you can for me. All right, this is Ken with Xmods Gaming, and I'll see you guys next time.